Hello, it's System Overview time, and today we're going to have a look at this. It is the Atari 600XL. It's a development of the Atari 400, where the 400 and 800 were, well, how they originally came about was Atari wanted to do an updated 2600 because it was recognised that it was underpowered. And they worked on a new chipset and everything, and then, what's his name, who was running the show at the time, Ray Kassar or something like that, he decided, no, let's stick it in a computer. And you got the 400 and 800, 6502 based with a custom chipset for graphics and sound that was called CTIA. Not sure if Jay Miner had a hand in that or not, he certainly did the TIA on the 2600, but anyway. So then, around 1983, there's a bit of backstory here that's kind of actually, well, I'm going to tell you whether you're interested or not. Commodore had been in a bit of a battle with Texas Instruments ever since, well, Texas Instruments were trying to price Commodore out of the market in the calculator market. Commodore, I believe, got their chips from Texas Instruments to make their calculators, and anyway, big commercial battle going on there. So there was a price war between the Commodore 64 and the TI-99 Commodore now having their own source of chips, having bought out MOS Technologies. So to stay in the market, Atari basically had to drop the price of their machines. The fight was between Commodore and Texas Instruments, but of course Atari got dragged into it, had to lower their prices. The 400 and 800 were too expensive, so they had to re-engineer them, make them smaller, make them cheaper. They made them in Hong Kong, moved their production from, I guess they were produced in America, well yes, Sunnyvale they would have been, moved production to Hong Kong. It says there, made in Hong Kong. Re-engineered, made smaller, cheaper, you ended up with this, which is the 600XL, the modernised version of the 400. Let's have a look at it, because I'm waffling on and you probably just want to see the machine. On the back, we've got monitor and power input. The power input is one of those I can't really get the light on it, multi-pin doofers that you can't just get any old random power supply and plug it in. And in fact, there's the power supply. It's a beast. This thing weighs a bloody ton. So if you come across one of these but without a power supply, don't assume you can just plug any old thing into it, because you can't. What else we got at the back there? TV out. This is a parallel port apparently. This says peripheral. Well, the last time I didn't know what something that looked like that was, I got completely slagged off for it. And I don't know what this is either. Does it fit a light gun? Maybe. Who knows? And on the front here we've got all of these ear switches, which I just can't read when it's back to front. Reset, option, select, start, help. And a little LED there. Cartridge slot there. You can see in there, it's kind of like your standard-ish Atari style thing, slightly narrower than a 2600 one. It is a very elegant design and I like it a lot. These can get a little bit wobbly. You'll quite often see them on eBay and they all look uneven. That's normal. They all do that. They're not falling off, mostly. What else can I possibly tell you about it? I mean, it's a lovely machine. This is only 16K. The 800 is almost identical, except it comes out a bit further at the back here. And they're 64K. Cartridge-wise, they'll play all the same cartridges. The stuff that was designed for the 400 and 800 will work in these cartridge-wise. I'm not sure about tapes, whether having only 16K that limits how many tapes you can play on it. Don't know, because most of the time when I'm playing games I play on my 65XE. Yes, joystick ports on the side there, the usual standard Atari joystick ports. This one I've had since 1986. They were discontinuing them, and I picked this up in Boots the Chemists for £30. And it didn't come with a tape deck, and you couldn't get a tape deck. I had one cartridge for it, which was a football game. I eventually found a tape deck, and it was 50 quid, and it had a foreign plug on it, so I couldn't use that either, which was very disappointing. So for years I didn't get to use this to any degree until very recently, when I got my 65XE with a tape deck. But there you are, that's blathering on at length about stuff you probably don't care about. It's a lovely machine. When you think the original hardware design for this line of computers was designed in 1979, and this thing can compete on pretty equal terms with the Commodore 64, which came out a good deal later. I mean, yes, the 600XL was an 83 computer, but the original design from 79 kicked the arse off everything else on the planet at that time if you wanted to play games. I think they're fantastic. Beautiful machine, plays great games. I love it. There you are, Atari 600XL. And a lot of waffling. Thank you for watching.